rumble. Good afternoon, hello, welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. I am Xander, you viewer are you. Hopefully we'll be joined by the Loon soonly. Today is, of course, Moon's Day, aka Monday, August 24th, 2026. This show is about interesting and important events that happened to date throughout the annals of recorded history. We have a 41-page document to go through today, and a few tabs open here to get through as well. So let's start off. In the year 49 BC, Julius Caesar's general Gaius Scribonius Curio was defeated in the Second Battle of the Bagras River by the Numidians under Publius Attius Varus and King Juba I of Numidia. Curio committed self-deletion to avoid capture, as they usually did back in those times. 79, believed until 2018 to be the date of the massive eruption of Mount Vesuvius, which buried the cities of Pompeii, Herculaneum, Opontis, and Cybele, killing untold thousands. Latest evidence suggests the eruption occurred after October 17th. And we covered this yesterday, so it was today, yesterday, October 17th, whatever. But we know it happened.
Yep.
You know, 2,000, almost 2,000 years ago. We're surprised that we even know it happened, let alone exactly when. Welcome to the show. How you doing?
Doing good.
Yeah. 367, Gratian, son of Roman Emperor Valentinian I, was named co-Augustus at the age of 8 by his father. Any particular reason? I wonder. Was he pressured due to politics, or was he just, being like a dad? Oh hey, I want my son to rule next to me. I don't know. Even Darth Vader offered that to Luke. Together, we can overthrow the Emperor. We can rule the galaxy as father and son. So. 410, Rome was overrun by Visigoths under Alaric I for the first time in nearly 800 years, seen as the fall of the Western Roman Empire. Yep, big one right there. 458, Ken Ak, a precious Peccary, ascended to the throne of the Maya city of Tikal as its 12th ruler, succeeding his father Sihyaj Chan Kawali, also known as Stormy Sky. Well, not also known, that was Stormy Sky translated.
Oh, okay.
1185, sack of Thessalonica by the Normans. So the Vikings, I think. So Thessalonica. That's interesting.
No idea.
Yeah. 1215, Pope Innocent III declared the Magna Carta invalid.
Whoa.
Huh.
What?
Yeah, I know. Pope Innocent III issued a bull declaring the Magna Carta invalid, which is pretty interesting because just 15 years before that, 1200, King John of England, signer of the first Magna Carta, married Isabella and everything. So I didn't mark that article because, he got married. Whoop-de-doo. But I just found it interesting. Exactly 15 years after the signer of the first Magna Carta, the Pope would invalidate it in a papal bull.
Yeah, that's kind of...
Well, at the time the church was the law, and the Magna Carta was giving the law to the people. They don't want that.
I don't know if the church was the law, but it certainly had a lot of power.
Yeah, it was the law.
Was it?
I mean, the King of England had to make a whole new religion so he can divorce. If the king has to abide by something, it's kind of law,
Well, yeah, certain aspects of the laws for sure.
He couldn't divorce. He asked for it. They said no, and that's how Protestantism, came to be, because the church was just too powerful. 1217, Battle of South Foreland, English fleet defeated France. Okay, that sounds like a whatever article, but from the other source, says an English fleet defeated a French fleet in the Battle of Sandwich, cutting off Prince Louis of France from supplies and diminishing his hopes to gain the English throne during the First Barons' War. So it sounds like a delicious battle there. Battle of Sandwich, Which, technically, a pizza is an open-faced sandwich. So, and a calzone is just a big ravioli or an Uncrustable.
Hold it over.
Yeah. 1349, the Black Death Massacre. 6,000 Jews blamed for spreading the bubonic plague were killed in Mainz, electorate of Mainz, as part of a wave of pogroms across Western Europe.
Ooh.
So we have Jews of the Free Imperial City of Cologne set themselves on fire to avoid forced baptism into Christianity amidst bubonic plague accusations, part of a weave of pogroms across Western Europe. So not only were they blamed and getting killed as such, but then they were killing themselves rather than convert and everything. I don't know. That sounds pretty wild. It almost sounds as if they're guilty. If they're offing themselves, rather than accept punishment. I don't know. You know, all I know is that there's been, time and time again, so many instances of things happening to Jews, but we never figure out why. It almost seems as if everybody woke up one morning, oh, let's just hate Jews for no particular reason,
Yeah.
No, it doesn't happen like that. 1391, Jews of Palma, Mallorca were massacred. Here we go again. 1456, the printing of the Gutenberg Bible was completed. Did I say that, the Gutenberg Bible?
What do you mean, did you say that?
Did I say, why is this here? Did I miss something? I think I did. Oh yeah, right here. 392. The Graffito of Esmet Akholm, the latest known inscription in Egyptian hieroglyphs was written. So this is the most recent hieroglyph in 392. All right. So and it's telling me to image search that, so I'm going to do that really quick. We'll get to that mean mug here in a minute. But yeah, here's that. Sorry for skipping ahead. Here's the Gutenberg Bible right here.
There you go.
So now we're here. What year was that? There we go. 1456. So to get more images of the Gutenberg Bible, here you go. So it's a big book, and what's really interesting is now it says printing. Before printing, everything was handwritten.
Right.
And everything. So
they all had to be handwritten.
Well, this is printed.
Oh, okay.
But like before sectional printing or whatever it's called, you basically you make an entire metal thing of the page and you just dip it like that, rather than individual letters that you can move around,
right,
or something like that. So that was printed, but it was still like right here you can see this printing press.
Yeah.
Right there. So. 1482, the town and castle of Berwick-upon-Tweed was captured from Scotland by an English army. 1516, Battle of Marj-Dabiq, Ottoman forces decisively defeated the Mamluk Sultanate near Aleppo, ending Egyptian control in the Middle East.
That's kind of big.
Yeah. The Ottoman Empire under Selim I defeated the Mamluk Sultanate and captured present-day Syria at the Battle of Marj-Dabiq. 1572, in Bartholomew's Day massacre of Protestants by Roman Catholics began in Paris with the murder by defenestration of Admiral Gaspard de Coligny and later spread to the French provinces. So St. Bartholomew's Day massacre. It's telling me to look that up here, so I'm gonna do that really quick. Surface level scratch of the article. Here we go. So let's see here. Between 5,000 to 30,000 people died.
That's quite a range.
Big discrepancy there. So let's see here. St. Bartholomew's Day Massacre. Okay. Anyway, this link and all the links that we gather throughout the show will appear in the underbar of the description after the live stream. We already have a lot of cool links down there, though, including but limited to our sources, everything, Omni Coalition, the music in the background, and a handful of other cool stuff. But what is this? It was targeted group of assassinations and a wave of Catholic mob violence directed against the Huguenots, which were French Calvinist Protestants, during the French Wars of Religion, traditionally believed to have been instigated by Queen Catherine de' Medici, the mother of King Charles IX. The massacre started a few days after the marriage on August 18th of the king's sister Margaret to the Protestant King Henry III of Navarre. Many of the wealthiest and most prominent Huguenots had gathered in largely Catholic Paris to attend the wedding. Yikes, so they were just like fish in a barrel, essentially. That's horrifying. 1608, the first English East India convoy to the Mughal court, headed by William Hawkins, landed in Surat, India. Yeah, the first official English representative to India landed in Surat. Here we go. And the white man starts conquering. 1635, the Great Colonial Hurricane affected the Virginia colony at Jamestown. 1643, that's something that not a lot of people really think about. I didn't. The colonies, they got hurricanes. They got
that's
this.
True.
They got. It's not as if there was it's 1814. Now we can turn the hurricane button. No, weird. In 1643, Dutch fleet established a new colony in the ruins of Valdivia in southern Chile. 1662, Act of Uniformity required English government and church officials to accept the Book of Common Prayer. So the 1662 Book of Common Prayer was legally enforced as the liturgy of the Church of England, precipitating the great ejection of dissenter ministers from their benefices. 1675, a Polish-Lithuanian army under John III Sobieski defeated an Ottoman Tatar army in the Battle of Lwów. Tartaria? Well, what war? So, yeah. Like, Tartaria, like, it's a whole conspiracy thing, like, that...
I don't know what Tartaria is.
Well, let me look this up. Tartaria. Let's see here. Tartarian Empire. It's a group of pseudo-historical conspiracy theories, including ideas of a hidden past and mud floods, which originated as pseudo-scientific Russian nationalism. Tartary, or Tartaria, is a historical name for Central Asia and Siberia. It's not a conspiracy, though. There's maps saying they're Tartaria. And remember I talked with you about mud floods and you know, the rewriting of history and the resets and all that stuff. It's all the same thing. You know, like Tartaria is a whole thing. You know, like, and it ties in with UFOs, UAPs, you know, aliens, God. You know, everything is connected. Like, and like if you look at old buildings and everything where they have windows halfway under the ground, why they build them like that? There's no reason to, unless a giant amount of mud and land, you know, 100 some odd years ago came down and flooded everything, and we just built upon it. Like, remember I was telling you the other day about the whole conspiracy behind the word founded?
Yeah.
Yeah, that coincides with this too.
Okay.
Like, you know, it's a huge thing to look into. So I'm going to throw this in the underbar as well. So first off, the Battle of Lwów. So Battle of Lwów. Anybody who wants to look that up. And then Tartaria. Oh. What else we got here? 1682, Duke of York James II awarded the 3 lower countries that form modern-day Delaware to William Penn, ensuring ocean access for his colony of Pennsylvania. Yeah. William Penn received the area that is now the state of Delaware and added it to his colony of Pennsylvania. So for a little while, Delaware was part of Pennsylvania. Ah. Is Delaware a state or a city? Okay.
No, Delaware is a little teeny state.
Yeah. 1690, John Charnock set up the East India Company headquarters camp in Calcutta village, or modern Kolkata or Calcutta. Here we go with this. You know, the East India Company, remember what we've talked about with all these companies? It's a way for these governments to circumvent their own laws to commit atrocities upon anybody, you know. So it says here, John Charnock of the East India Company established a factory in Calcutta, an event formerly considered the founding of the city. In 2003, the Calcutta High Court ruled that the city's foundation date is unknown. So we don't actually know when that city was founded. 1704, Battle of Malaga, largest naval battle in the War of Spanish Succession, tactically indecisive but a strategic victory for the Grand Alliance. 1743, the War of the Hats. I have a hat right here. Yeah. The speed.
Is it at war? Is it at war?
I don't know. I mean, like, it could be. I do have a hat that is of war from a veteran.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The War of the Hats, the Swedish army surrendered to the Russians in Helsinki, ending the war and starting Lesser Wrath. What is Lesser Wrath? I'm just going to do a surface level scratch of this. Russo-Swedish War, 1741-1743. Instigated by the Hats, a Swedish political party that aspired to regain the territories lost to Russia during the Great Northern War. Huh. All right. Well, let's see here. War of the Hats. Okay. And what is this Lesser Wrath? Well, we don't have the time to look into that. So if anyone, though, can let us know what this Lesser Wrath is.
I'd like to know.
Yeah. Let's see here. Lesser Wrath. 1743. Let us know in the comments section. It's just telling us right here. So I'm sure it's in the wiki somewhere about the Lesser Wrath. Anyway, 1751, Thomas Crawley was executed in England for drowning a supposed witch. Now, remember when I was talking to you about ducking? Like, not dunking.
Yeah, ducking.
But ducking, like, you know, like Donald Duck or whatever. Yeah. That was a term. You know what? I'll just look this up here. Witch trials, ducking. Or your ducking stool. See, this is what I was talking about right here. Like, they dunked you in the water, ducked, you know, and everything. Yeah. And, how it goes was if you survived being drowned and you were a witch, but if you drowned, if you died, then you were innocent.
Great.
Well, then
you were kind of screwed either way.
Yeah. Well, then so then this person, obviously they drowned an innocent person. So is that why they're being executed? Because they committed murder Like no matter what, somebody's gonna die. What the hell? It's set up for failure. That's so stupid.
And well, they don't say that's done by dunking there.
Well, but it says he was drowned in a supposed witch.
Yeah.
So maybe by that or whatever the case. But if the whole point of a witch hunt is to kill witches, but if you kill a witch and then you get convicted of murder and then you yourself die, wouldn't that be working in the witch's favor?
How on earth can they prove that she wasn't a witch, therefore you're executed?
But that's what I'm saying. Like nothing makes sense.
No, that's not. Yeah.
1781, American Revolutionary War. A small force of Pennsylvania militia was ambushed and overwhelmed by an American Indian group, which forced George Rogers Clark to abandon his attempt to attack Detroit. Wow. 1787, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart completed his violin and piano sonata in A, K526. 1789, French Revolution. The National Assembly proclaimed freedom of speech. I'm all for that. And we also have the first naval battle of the Svenskuld began in the Gulf of Finland. Never heard of that. 1812, during the Peninsular War, a coalition of Spanish, British, and Portuguese forces succeeded in lifting the 2.5-year-long siege of Cadiz. 2 years later, British forces captured Washington, D.C. Oh, get rid of that. There we go. During the War of 1812, and destroyed many landmarks, including but not limited to the Presidential Mansion, the White House, the Capitol, the Navy Yard, and many other public buildings were set ablaze. Yeah. I think we should go march to London and burn down the Parliament building, just as an act of revenge, And when you learn about the start of the War of 1812, it's such a... See, here's the thing. To put it into a nutshell, basically, what was happening was the UK, Britain, they were intercepting U.S. merchant ships, abducting U.S. sailors, and then conscripting them into the British Navy. And we were just like, hey, stop it. They're like, hey, no. And then we went to war with them. They invaded, kicked us around like a hacky sack, and then left. Like we didn't repel them. They just got bored and they left. And then they continued, abducting our sailors, everything, until we got to the point of being strong. So, and especially with how Britain is treating us today, I don't know why they're our allies. I don't know why they ever were. I honestly don't know why we ever helped Europe in World War I, World War II. We should have just let them rot. A bunch of snobby bastards.
Because the alternative was so horrific. In the name of Hitler.
Hitler couldn't cross the English Channel. You think he had a shot at getting to us?
Well, I think he could have eventually.
By that time, we would have had enough to repel him, if not take.
Well, but you're saying if we shouldn't have gone. If we hadn't have gone over there, he eventually would have taken England.
So,
especially when he had.
That's their problem, not ours.
Okay,
well, I'm just rebounding their attitude to us right now. They won't even let us use our own military bases, and granted it's on their land and everything. I don't know. NATO.
Well, I think you're right now. If you're talking about current news, I think you're mixing up Spain and England. Was it Spain or?
Spain got invaded, but England is. All of Europe stuffs their nose at us. All of NATO. Spain is something else. They got invaded by Morocco.
Yeah. But they wouldn't let us land on our airfield in their country. They had a right to do that.
Yeah.
But not good when you're an ally.
Anyway, getting back to the whole 1812 thing, I would love to do a little tit for tat, for that, just to give them treat the British how they deserve. 1815, the modern Constitution of the Netherlands was signed. All right. The modern Constitution, so it's still, in effect. It's cool. 1816, the Treaty of St. Louis was signed by the USA and the United Tribes of Ottawa, Ojibwa, and the Potawatomi in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm going to do a surface level scratch of this really quick. Treaty of St. Louis, 1816. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. Badoop, and then badoop, and then the modern Constitution, because I want this one as well. Constitution of the Netherlands. Okay, so let's see here. Just in case anybody wants a ducking stool, throw that in there. And then we have Netherlands Constitution, throw that in there. And then we have Treaty of St. Louis. Throw that in there as well. getting all sorts of links for today's underbar section. Oh, whoops! I was supposed to look that up actually. Treaty of St. Louis. What does it entail? Overall, 14 different treaties known as the Treaty of St. Louis, all signed in the vicinity of St. Louis, Missouri, were established between the U.S. and various native tribes from 1804 through 1824. Huh.
Oh, okay.
So it's not just one; it's a whole bundle.
Yeah.
So, 1820. Sorry, the constitutionalist insurrection of Porto, Portugal, Oporto, Portugal, happened. 1821, the Treaty of Cordoba was signed in Cordoba, now Veracruz, Mexico, concluding the Mexican War of Independence from Spain. Yep. Two centuries ago, 1826, Netherlands, South Williamsport, the Bolshevik opened, or Bolshevik, okay. 1831, naturalist John Henslow wrote to Charles Darwin to offer him a place aboard the Admiralty surveying vessel HMS Beagle on a voyage to chart the South American coast. That's what a lot of people don't realize. And I didn't realize until recently myself either. But the Charles Darwin's like his expedition and all that stuff, it wasn't like he was part of it, but I don't think he had any authority. Like it was an expedition to survey places and everything.
Yeah.
And he just so happened to be part of the crew, and he was pulling his weight and everything, but he was also on the side doing his own little side project, which led to the theory of evolution.
Well,
So
what island did he go to? Or
everywhere, well, Galapagos though.
the Galapagos, what I was
Yeah.
thinking in particular.
Yeah.
When, I don't know if it was his theory or he just claimed it, but he realized that there was,
Beaks.
I don't know what it was, but particular species there that weren't anywhere else.
Well, it was various beaks of birds. He
Okay.
realized, like some birds ate insects, some birds ate nuts, some birds ate this, and depending on what they ate, they had different beaks.
Yeah.
And between that and various other things, like it's not just a one thing. He saw one animal, oh, evolution. No, he saw like so many. But like like what you're saying, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
And that's part of it and everything. And he wasn't he got all the clout, and I mentioned this before. There was like a good 2-3 some odd others working at around the same time.
As history always goes, they somehow focus on one name, one thing,
Yeah.
so they can focus in on it.
But what's interesting is when Charles Darwin actually was at the science place talking to the people,
Yeah.
the whole time, he wasn't alone. He had another guy with him the whole time. So it's kind of like the Lewis and Clark expedition, but excluding Clark. That's how little this makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Because he had a Clark, but they never talk about it.
He was the
Weird.
headliner.
Yeah, but everybody even knows about Sacagawea.
Yeah.
So anyway, what else we got here? 1833, HMS Beagle reached Bahia Blanca, Argentina. So speaking of the Beagle, there it is 2 years later, and now it's in Argentina. 1853, first potato chips are prepared by Chef George Crumb at Moon's Lake House near Saratoga Springs, New York. This is a popular legend saying that he invented them, although earlier recipes do exist.
Oh.
Now, the legend goes that whoever it was that he was serving, because he was a chef and everything, the potatoes were too thick. Like he was having scalloped potatoes or something, and they were too thick. So then, eventually, after the third or fourth time they got sent back, he sliced them into as thin of a sliver as he possibly could, deep fried the hell out of them, added salt. He's like, you know what? They're too thick. Fine. Here, have this salty,
good stuff.
Yeah. And then he loved it.
I've heard that story before.
And then he loved it. Yeah. So I actually have an image pertaining to, there you go, George Crumb, chips. So. What else do we got here? In 1854, National Emigration Convention met in Cleveland. Emigration with an E, not M, but emigrate to leave.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. 3 years later, the Panic of 1857 began, setting off one of the most severe economic crises in U.S. history. Yikes. Let's take a look at this. So, Panic of 1857. Let's see. Caused by the declining international economy and overexpansion of the domestic economy because of the invention of the telegraph by Samuel F. Morse in 1844, the Panic of 1857 was the first financial crisis to spread rapidly throughout the United States. Breathe, are you okay?
Yeah, fine.
Okay. Relax. Panic of 1857. I'm about to have a panic in 2026 right now. Breathe. 1858, Richmond Daily Dispatch reported 90 black individuals arrested for learning. Wow. Wow. You know, all these people out here with their BLM and all that crap going on, at least you're not getting arrested for learning. You know, you blacks out there, you think you have it tough? You don't know what tough is, you cream puff. No. 1867, Liberia adopted a national flag designed and hand-stitched by a committee of 7 women chaired by Susanna Elizabeth Lewis. All of the women were born in the U.S. Now, keep this in mind because this was added to primary source right here. But, strangely enough, we're going to be talking about this again in 1967.
What year are we in now?
1867. But this exact article. So there's a discrepancy here. Moving on up to 1869, which, by the way, did you hear what I was talking about?
I did not.
I want to reread this again. The Richmond Daily Dispatch, so a newspaper, reported 90 black individuals arrested for learning.
What?
Yeah.
They didn't want them to read or write.
Yeah. You know, that's what I was saying. Like, you know, all these.
What year is that?
1858. Right before the Civil War, actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah. 1870, the
Where was it again?
Richmond.
Okay.
Virginia. So, yeah, there you go. They're all Democrats. Yep. 1870, the 1869, Stadian inventor Cornelius Swarthout patented a stovetop waffle iron. Hey.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it's a waffle iron.
I've seen one similar to that. Obviously not that old, but yeah, I've seen those.
Then, of course, so hold on a second, we've got this. Then I want to try this one day. You take a Krispy Kreme donut, waffle it, and then now you have a Krispy Kreme wafful. That sounds awesome.
I don't know.
But then also...
if it was a bagel, I'd go for it.
Well, I mean, you know, bagels are too tough.
Too sweet, though. That's too sweet.
That's too tough. Bagels. But then you can also get yourself a waffle keyboard.
See, I've seen those before, too.
A waffle keyboard?
Well, no, not a keyboard, but maybe I am.
Like, this is when I'll lose control.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen that. No,
I'll shift into my alternative. See, Control, Alt, Shift.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'll delete that waffle. 1870, the Wellesley expedition reached Manitoba in the Red River Rebellion. What is this Red River Rebellion? You know, I'm just gonna surface level scratch of this article really quick. I know it's hot. It's 95 degrees. Oh, Wellesley expedition. Okay, so throw this in the underbar.
Manitoba, that's in Canada.
I would assume so. Yeah. So Wellesley expedition. It was a military force authorized by Canadian Prime Minister John A. Macdonald to confront the Louis Riel and the Métis in 1870 during the Red River Rebellion at the Red River Colony in what is now the province of Manitoba. It was also intended to counter Canadian expansion to settlements in northern border states. Leaving Toronto in May, the expedition arrived after a 3-month journey in arduous conditions at Fort Garry on August 24th. That's today. This extinguished Riel's provisional government and eradicated the threat of the Canadian expansion into Western Canada. Huh. I didn't realize we were trying to pull some BS like that. So, what else do we got here? I accidentally deleted the wrong tab. So we have 1876, a riot abolished fairs in Amsterdam, killing 2 people. What?
Abolishes fare. In other words, like a bus fare or something? Train fare? Or?
I was thinking like you know, like the OC fair or something. Like a celebration, a get together fair. No, yeah, because a charge fare is FARE.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I don't know.
Like,
you're probably right.
Like, this is, hold on a second, fare, FARE. Yeah, the money paid for a journey on public transport. Fare,
okay,
is
the carnival type thing.
Well, this is seaboard definitions. Okay, here we go. This is like fair treatment and everything. Of weather, beautiful of words. It's not telling me anything about like a gathering. So
this is plural. Fairs. Plural.
Yeah. So 1876.
Put up FAIR. Let's see what it is.
I did.
And what did it say? Oh,
FAIR.
You didn't say it.
Yeah, I said fair.
Yeah. That's right.
Wow. 1891, Thomas Edison patented the motion picture camera. I wonder who he stole that from. 2 years later, tornado destroyed the coast of Savannah, Georgia, and Charleston, South Carolina. About 1,000 people died. Yikes. 1898, County Muraryov, foreign minister of Russia, presented a rescript that convoked the first Hague Peace Conference. A rescript? What does that mean? Like a rewriting of the law or something? Like, gotta do a surface level scratch of that just to see if that comes up with anything. It's just telling me about the guy. No. 1904, we have the Battle of Liaoyang, 200,000 Japanese against 150,000 Russians. Japanese achieved a tactical victory. Man, it's an obscene amount of numbers, dude. 1905, the Chicago Cubs defeated the Phillies 2-1 in 20 innings. That's almost 3 7-inning stretches. 7-14-21.
Just short.
I feel cheated. 3 years later, 1908, Canadians champion Tommy Burns knocks out Bill Squires in the 13th round at Sydney Stadium, Australia. To retain the World Heavyweight Boxing title, Burns' third knockout of Squires. Squires, stay down, you lunatic. We also have New York Giants scores are shown on electric diamonds known as Compton's Baseball Bulletin at Madison Square Garden. What is that? Like, I looked up this article before and it just showed me like the big, well, this is just a, what is this? Compton's Baseball Bulletin. So electric diamonds. What's an electric diamond? Because when I look up the whole article here, like, I think, like, is this what it's the thing in the middle here? But in 1908,
no, 1908. I don't know what that is.
Electric diamonds. Like, I'm just gonna look it up here if this tells me anything. No. Well, if anybody can let us know what the heck this means, right here, tell us in the comment section. 1909, workers start pouring concrete for the Panama Canal.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Now, I almost put this image in the thumbnail, but I wasn't sure. But that looks close to that time.
It sure tells you the challenge they had with that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, France couldn't do it.
No.
We had to come in.
Oh, that's France.
Well. 1911, Manuel Diarra was elected and sworn in as the first president of Portugal. Excellent. 1912, the District of Alaska became an organized incorporated territory of the United States. All right. Yeah, and here it is.
The only thing Russia ever did is sold that to us.
Yeah, apparently they sold it to us in a panic or something.
I'm not sure.
Like they didn't have their wits about them. But yeah, good luck trying to get it back.
Yeah.
We also have a ticker tape parade was held in New York City for Jim Thorpe and victorious U.S. Olympians. Like whatever happened, well, probably because, all the environmentalists, it's pollution, you're throwing trash, environment. Although it looks like we had a ticker tape parade in modern times, this looks either...
That's way too modern. You can tell by the guy right there with the tie on.
Oh no, I'm looking at the military uniforms.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I'm wondering if this is in the 90s or in the 2000s. Like, do you see?
Yeah.
Like, that looks.
It's not 1912. I'll tell you that.
Well, no, but I mean the helmets and the design.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's Operation Desert Storm or Enduring Freedom. Desert Storm was 91.
Yeah.
Enduring Freedom was 2001, 2002.
Yeah.
So. I think that's in the 2000s, that photograph right there.
Could be.
Yeah. 1912, U.S. passed anti-gag law granting federal employees the right to petition the government. 1914 as well, Paul Rubens' The Sidney Green's musical with additional songs by Jerome Kern and Herbert Reynolds. The Girl from Utah premiered at Knickerbocker Theater in New York City. All right. We also have here World War I. The Battle of Sur ended as the first Allied victory of the war. Nice.
Yeah.
1918, the Chicago Cubs won the earliest pennant ever as season ended in September 2nd. No, wait a minute. How did they win the pennant if the season isn't over for like another week or so?
Because they clinched it.
Oh, can you explain? How does that make?
Okay, say you're 10 games ahead of second place.
Okay.
And there's 18 games.
I understand.
8 games left.
I get it. Yeah. Okay. 1919, having pitched onto the 9th inning, Cleveland's Ray Caldwell was flattened by a bolt of lightning and went on to record the final out for the Indians' 2-1 win over the Philadelphia A's. Frank King's daily comic strip Gasoline Alley was distributed nationwide by the Chicago Tribune Syndicate, appearing in the New York Daily News among other newspapers. We covered that yesterday.
I was going to say we did.
Yeah, 1920, with British approval, Greece was encouraged to take offensive action against Turkish nationalists in Asia Minor, with British approval. 1921, British airship R-38 crashed into the River Humber, killing 44 people. We covered that yesterday as well. They were a training crew, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. It suffered structural failure. We have a possible migrating article here. It's no longer in either source. 1922, the first filly to hit for the cycle, Cy Williams. All right.
Okay.
23, Paavo Nurmi of Finland ran a world record 3-mile time of 14 minutes 11.2 seconds in Stockholm during an intermediate time in a 500-meter event. So during it, he clocked that in somewhere, but he was still going. 29, Palestinians attacked Orthodox Jews in Jerusalem. We have the second day of the 2-day Hebron massacre. We started this yesterday. During the 1929 Palestine riots, Arab attacks on Jewish community in Hebron in the British Mandate of Palestine resulted in the deaths of between 65 to 68 Jews. The remaining Jews were forced to flee the city. The Islamists took it by force. So, 29, Turkey and Persia signed a friendship treaty. It's interesting, a friendship treaty. We're friends, Oh, okay. This is just telling me about any treaty of friendship. So, friendship treaty. I didn't have to sign a treaty with anybody to become friends with them personally, but then again, I'm not a country. 1930, the first Yser Tower, Isorgen, was unveiled in Dikesmuid, Belgium, as a memorial to Flemish soldiers who lost their lives at the front line. World War I. Yeah. So, yeah, here's.
That's kind of cool.
It is. I actually.
It's quite the monument.
It is. There's one photo here. Where is it that I was going to use? Something like this for the thumbnail. That's cool. There's an arch and everything.
Yeah.
But for the sound of it, it says the first Yser Tower. So it sounds like there's multiple of these. So that would make sense. 1931, France and the USSR signed a neutrality and non-aggression treaty. Pretty interesting thing to sign. We also have resignation of the United Kingdom's second Labour government, formation of the UK national government. Okay. 32, Amelia Earhart began the first transcontinental nonstop flight by a woman in Los Angeles, California, flying all the way to Newark in New Jersey. Awesome. 33, the Crescent Limited train derailed in Washington, D.C. after the bridge it was crossing was washed out by the 1933 Chesapeake Potomac hurricane. So it just so happened to be on the bridge when it gave out because of the hurricane. That's terrible. You'd think they'd stop traveling during a hurricane.
One would think, yeah.
But then again, we didn't have the what's it called? The Waffle House Index, which is real. You know what Waffle House is, right?
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It's a restaurant.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about some theory or something.
No, not all the time. Waffle.
Of course I know what the Waffle House is.
Index. Have you ever heard of the Waffle House Index?
No.
This is going to blow your mind. The Waffle House Index, this is real, is a metric named after the southern U.S. restaurant chain Waffle House, known for its 24-hour, 365-day service. Because the restaurant chain is always open, except in extreme circumstances, it has given rise to an informal but useful metric to determine the severity of a storm and the likely scale of assistance required for disaster recovery. The metric was coined by Craig Fugate in August of 2004 after Hurricane Charlie. He was leading the Florida Division of Emergency Management. The metric is unofficially used by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, to inform disaster response. So basically, if the Waffle House is closed, you're fucked.
Yeah. Get in the basement.
Yeah. Well, there is no basement anymore. That's the point.
Yeah.
The Waffle House will still be open when your basement is being washed down the street. If the Waffle House is closed, you're so far gone, you're done. 33, we got that one. 36, the Australian and Antarctic Treaty was created. No, territory, not treaty, territory. Huh. Actually, I'm going to throw this index here. Waffle House Index. Throw that in there. And what is this territory?
Looks like they claim some of Antarctica.
Yeah, which should not be legal. So, yeah, it is the largest sector of Antarctica by area claimed by any country that it was transferred to Australia by the United Kingdom in 1933. Australia is an original signatory of the 1959 Antarctic Treaty, under which all territorial claims are held in abeyance. Abeyance. What's abeyance?
Abeyance, held in abeyance.
Describes the state of temporary dormancy or suspension. So it's just kind of there, but
suspended.
Yeah.
I guess the way to say it.
Antarctic territory. Man, we're gonna have so many links for people to check out. This is unreal. 36. U.S. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt gave the FBI the authority to gather intelligence on fascist and communist groups, also known as anyone they suspect as such.
Yeah.
You know, camel's nose. 37. Basque Army surrendered to the Italian Corpo Trippi Volontarie following the San Antonio Agreement during the Spanish Civil War. 37 as well. Republican offensive near Balearit, Spain. So during the Spanish Civil War, Sovereign Council of Asturias in Leon was proclaimed in Gijón. 38. England defeated Australia by an innings in 579 runs at the Oval. Virgil Trucks struck for his 418th batter, the highest season total in organized baseball, for Andalusia in an Alabama-Florida League game. Andalusia, never heard of that.
I don't even know what that means.
For Andalusia. I guess that's a team? Like, well, it's an autonomous community in Spain.
Okay.
But what does that have to do with baseball? Like, I guess it has to be the name of a team.
Yes.
Quillen incident. A Japanese warplane shot down the Quillen, a Chinese civilian airliner, killing 14. It is the first recorded instance of a civilian airliner being shot down.
Ooh.
But not the last.
No.
Unfortunately. 39. Germany and the USSR signed a 10-year non-aggression pact. Wouldn't last because of Barbarossa, which is 3 years later. Bombs time. 1941. The Holocaust. Adolf Hitler ordered the cessation of Nazi Germany's systematic T4 euthanasia program of the mentally ill and the handicapped due to protests, although killings continued for the remainder of the war. 42. Sea battle off eastern Solomon Islands between the United States Navy and Imperial Japanese Navy. The Japanese aircraft carrier Ryuzo was sunk, the Ryujo, with the loss of 7 officers and 113 crewmen. The U.S. carrier USS Enterprise was also heavily damaged. 42. Transport 23 departed with French Jews to Nazi Germany. 43. Philadelphia A's dropped American League record-tying 20th game in a row, then won the second game. 44. French General Lucier's troops opened an assault on Paris. So during World War II, Allied troops began an attack on Paris. They're retaking it.
Yeah.
45. MLB Cleveland Indians ace Bob Feller returned from serving in the U.S. Navy and struck out 12 batters. Wow. So he survived fighting, and he came back, and he was just like, "Here, let me show you, you whelps, how it's done. You know, strikeout. Loons time. Except it's 3 years later, in 49, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, came into effect. Yeah, we was just talking about NATO. It needs to dissolve. 1950, Edith Sampson was named the first black Canadian U.S. delegate to the United Nations. Awesome. 54, International Amateur Athletic Federation recognized the People's Republic of China. That's interesting. Is that Taiwan? Because what's it? Okay. Like, hold on. Taiwan? Question mark?
No.
People's Republic of China.
No, that's...
Or Democratic People's Republic of China.
That would have been Taiwan.
Oh, it is? No, it's normal China.
In 54, we didn't...
By 54, the actual like, Chiang Kai-shek and all those people were already long gone.
Yes.
Onto Taiwan.
Yes.
And I'm looking at people's...
okay, well, all I know is we recognized Taiwan as China.
Oh.
The huge country of China.
But I'm not talking about the United States.
Okay.
Okay, no. What is the People's Republic of China? Is it China or Taiwan? I don't care what the U.S. recognizes.
I don't know.
Well, that's what I was asking. Because this is involving the International Amateur Athletic Federation, which is not the United States of America federal government. So I just want to know what the People's Republic of China is. Is that China or Taiwan? Because there's also the Democratic People's Republic of China. Because there's the DPRC, or DPRK, Democratic People's Republic of Korea, is North Korea.
Okay.
The Republic of Korea is south. The difference is the word democratic.
Okay.
So that's why I'm asking. Is this?
I don't know.
So, okay. 54, U.S. President Eisenhower signed the Communist Control Act, outlawing the Communist Party at the height of the McCarthyism. Yeah.
McCarthyism was a bad deal.
Well,
a lot of innocent people. When you create a lot of fear, never good. If the government creates fear, you got problems.
Well,
if you don't nip it, it'll control you.
Well, if you don't nip the commies, they take over the government and then they control you. And look at the world today. I don't think McCarthyism went far enough. Like I don't disagree with you that it was horrible, but I don't think we finished the job. You know, so
it's not that his declaration, Eisenhower's declaration, was horrible. It's the way people reacted to it and what it became. That's where the problem is.
Well, look at how every non-communist is treated today. It's the same exact thing. The shoe's on the other foot. You know. So, 1954, Vice President João Cafe, what a middle name, took office as president of Brazil following the self-deletion of Getúlio Vargas. 56, first non-stop transcontinental helicopter flight arrived in Washington, D.C. And I wonder where it started, which is pretty interesting because this is on the anniversary of Amelia's flight when she took off on the first women's intercontinental, not inter, but
transcontinental.
Transcontinental, thank you. And this is when the first non-stop transcontinental helicopter arrived. So, yeah. 57, at the age of 17, future England soccer striker Jimmy Greaves scored on his first division debut for Chelsea against Tottenham Hotspur in a 1-1 draw at White Hart Lane. That's a cool way to start.
Yeah.
59, Hiram L. Fong was sworn in as the first Chinese stay-in U.S. Senator, while Daniel K. Inouye was sworn in as the first Japanese stay-in U.S. Representative, both from Hawaii. Cool! 1960, negative 127 degrees Fahrenheit, or negative 88 Celsius, recorded in Vostok, Antarctica. World record low temperature at the time, surpassed later in 1983. Huh. 1961, former South African Nazi leader Johannes Vorster became South Africa's Minister of Justice. Huh? Well, then again, apartheid, was a thing, so not surprised that South Africa had Nazis in there. And now it starts making Elon Musk seem more understandable. So 1961, Windward Islands Airways International WinAir formed. I wonder if they're still around. I'm just going to do a surface level scratch of that. WinAir. Founded, commenced operations. They're still around, it looks like. So, 1962, Los Angeles Dodgers coach Leo Durocher suffered a near-fatal allergic reaction to a penicillin injection while in the clubhouse at the Polo Grounds in New York City. Why are they injecting him with penicillin in a clubhouse?
I have
That's
no
weird.
idea. That sounds very strange.
Yeah.
Leo Durocher, by the way.
Leo Durocher, okay. 63, first 200-meter freestyle swim in under 2 minutes by Don Schollinger. 1 minute 58 seconds. Hold on a second. This is 1963. A freestyle swum. They misspelled. The U is right next to the I. So they mistyped it there. 63. John Pinnell was the first person to pole vault 17 feet or 5.2 meters. We have the Buddhist crisis. As a result of the Zhao Lai Pagoda raids, the U.S. State Department cables the United States Embassy in Saigon to encourage Army of the Republic of Vietnam generals to launch a coup against President Ngo Dien Diem if he did not remove his brother, Ngo Dien Nhu. We covered this crisis yesterday, I believe it started, in which they started burning all the pagodas and the temples and Buddhists and everything. So killed what, 600 people or something?
Yeah.
66, USSR launched Luna 11 into orbit around the moon. 1967, Liberia adopted a national flag designed by and hand-stitched by a committee of 7 women chaired by the Susanna Elizabeth Lewis. All of the women are born in the U.S. Now, we have here from the, this was 1967. So, I think that migrated, because remember I spoke about this 100 years ago in 1867?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's weird. What else do we got here? 1967 as well, led by Abbie Hoffman, the Youth International Party temporarily disrupted trading at the New York Stock Exchange by throwing dollar bills from the viewing gallery, causing trading to cease as brokers scrambled to grab them.
Good old Abbie Hoffman.
Dude, I would love to do that. Who is Abbie Hoffman?
He was a hippy dippy hype. You know, that's the best way to just of his time. Did crazy stuff like that.
That didn't answer anything.
Well, I know.
Hippy dippy. Okay.
You know what? I think he ran for mayor or something of LA.
He was a human being who was bored. Okay.
He was a radical, I guess is a better way to put it.
Huh.
A liberal radical.
Well, some people would consider me a far-right extremist.
Okay, you're asking me about him.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to you know, if you knew anything, like, you know.
Well, that's what he was. He was a radical. Far left radical.
1968, France became the world's 5th thermonuclear power with a detonation at Mariana Atoll in the South Pacific. Discrepancy. Time out here. Now, I've referred to this video several times on the show. This is a time-lapse map of every nuclear explosion since 1945. Well, until 1990, until the treaty came into effect. This does not display anything of North Korea or anything like this. Now, as you can see here, you have the United States, Russia, and the United Kingdom.
Okay.
Okay? Right here. Oh, there's France, but that's 4, not 5th. Primary source says this is the world's 5th. This says 4th. And primary source says 1968. This says 59. Right here. And it says here, Mariana and Atoll in the South Pacific is somewhere around here. Watch Africa. There it was. So what the hell? What's going on? We have a massive discrepancy. Location wrong, date wrong.
Huh.
You know, what's happening? So, 1968, Northern Ireland's first civil rights march was held. Many more marchers are held over the following years. And loyalists organized counter-demonstrations to get the marches banned. Well, I don't like that. 1969, Peru nationalized U.S. oil interests. 1970, a bomb killed one person at the University of Wisconsin's Army Math Research Center in Madison. Vietnam War protesters bombed Sterling Hall at the University of Wisconsin in Madison, leading to an international manhunt for the perpetrators. 1 year later, India defeated England by 4 wickets in their first win against the English. Excellent. 72, Dennis Amiss scored the first one-day international century, 103 against Australia. All right. 72 as well, Gordie Howe and Gene Bellevue were inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame, not baseball. 73, John Adams and his bass drum became a right field fixture in Cleveland Stadium. What does that mean? Like,
Guy brought his drum, boom, boom, boom.
So, like,
he's there every game, yeah.
Oh, okay. So, every nuke launch, I'm going to throw this in the underbar as well.
Yeah, that is strange.
One. Yeah, like, and I only found the discrepancy because, like, I was like, oh, hey, I remember this video. I'm going to display it. Wait, wrong year, wrong location, something strange. You know? So, what else we got here? 75, MLB Los Angeles Dodgers Davey Loeb stole his 38th consecutive base, then was thrown out stealing.
Wait a minute. He steals 38th consecutive base.
Yeah.
Then is thrown out stealing. I guess he tried to steal third base then.
Yeah, I
Stole
guess.
second and tried to steal third.
I guess so. 75, Papadopoulos, Patakos, and Makarizos were sentenced to death in Athens. Why? And wasn't this guy like the president or something?
I have no idea.
Like Papadopoulos. I'm gonna look this. Papadopoulos.
Sounds familiar for
There
some
we
reason.
go. Papadopoulos. He's all over the place. Oh, he was a dictator. Okay. Well, that explains that. So. 1979, 60,916 NFL fans chose the old Patriots logo over the new. Now, I actually like the original. If you look at this, here's the Patriots logo over the years.
Yeah.
And like, let's see, open. I don't want the link. I want the image. Open image in new tab. I like this one that actually has.
Yeah.
I mean, they could calm down the face a little bit there, but it's an actual like colonial. Like it's a Minuteman.
Yeah, it's pretty rough though.
Yeah. This is a bit
better.
A bit more polished. What about this one? Okay, they added a little bit more detail to this. Although now it looks like he's holding a giant chocolate Easter egg. So, And then this.
And they went to that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Wait, what's the difference?
I was just looking at that. I don't know.
It's a color. It's a darker blue.
Oh, okay.
Just so it's slightly
They toned
darker.
down. They toned down the blue.
They darkered it. Looks like. Oh. 79, the musical film Rock and Roll High School, directed by Alan Arkush and featuring the Ramones, premiered in New York City and was released throughout the U.S. 20 days later. Rock band The Cars played a concert at Woolman Rink in New York City Central Park. Do you know who the Cars were?
Yeah.
What was their? Oh, they were a rock band.
Yeah.
But were they any good? Like, did you like
Yeah,
them?
they were popular. I didn't know much about them, but
All right.
I really don't have a whole lot of comment. I know them. I can't recall exactly their music, but they were popular.
Okay. So
79, I wasn't as in tune to rock and roll music as in the earlier days.
Ah. So you said that they're in good gear, right? Yeah. 79, the UN's Vienna office began issuing postage stamps. That's interesting. Gonna image search that really quick. 1 minute. We just hit 1 minute to our hour, and we're in 79, almost done. So here's some postage stamps that they issued. That's pretty cool. 81, Stadium Charles Chaplin was the first black person to swim the English Channel. Excellent. Mark David Chapman was sentenced to 20 years to life in prison for John Lennon's murder. Yikes. That's, wait, hold on a second.
Yeah.
So, Charles Chapman,
Yeah.
first black person to swim the English Channel, and then Mark David Chapman, two Chapmans.
Oh, geez, I didn't notice.
Wow. I didn't either until just now.
That. Yeah.
Oh. A2, Casey's, and this guy should have either gotten exile or execution. I'm tired of spending our taxpayer money on people who throw their life away. No more. 82, Kansas City's John Walton stole his 31st base en route to 36 for a catcher's record.
Ah.
Catcher, nice. 83, MLB Philadelphia Phillies Pete Rose ended his consecutive games played streak at 745. 84, Pat Bradley set an LPGA record for 9 holes with a 28 during the second round of the Columbia Savings National at Green Gables Country Club in Denver, Colorado. 85, STS Mission 51I mission was scrubbed at T-5 minutes due to bad weather. 87, AO's time.
Hey.
Stadium scientist Peter Schultz announced the possibility of Martian tornadoes. And, right
We
here.
often see dust devils in the desert, but this one happened on Mars. NASA
They exist.
Yeah.
They exist. So, yeah.
What was the comics writer's name? Was it Peter Schultz or something Schultz?
Something Schultz. I know what you're talking about. Hold on.
That's what I was thinking. What the heck are we talking about? But maybe it wasn't Peter.
It's M. Schultz or something.
I don't know.
Comic Schultz. Author.
Snoopy.
Oh, yeah. Peanuts.
Peanuts, yeah.
Hold on a second. There we go. Charles M. Schultz. There you go.
Charles.
Yeah. 89, British brewery Bass buys Holiday Inn hotel chain. Oh, okay. So a brewery bought a Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
Huh. 89, Pete Rose was suspended from Major League Baseball for life due to gambling. Yep.
Yeah.
This one's a little concerning here. Where to go here? Colombian drug barons declared total war on the Colombian government. Yikes. Tadeusz Makarowski was chosen as the first non-communist prime minister in Central and Eastern Europe. 1990, 3,500 peacekeepers arrived in Liberia. I wonder any reason why. Oh. And this is wild. We're on page 27 of 41, and we're just hitting 1990.
Wow.
Like, Iraqi troops surrounded U.S. and other embassies in Kuwait City. 91, Mikhail Gorbachev resigned as the head of the USSR, the Soviet Union, the Communist Party. Sylvester Stallone won the cane pace at Yonkers Raceway. What?
I have no idea.
Oh, I guess that's the name of the horse. Like, not the actual actor Sylvester Stallone.
Okay.
It's like, that.
Yeah.
I guess so.
I guess.
Ukraine declared independence from the Soviet Union. Taiwan captured its 15th Little League World Series 11-0. This is no longer on primary source or on either source. So, moving on up to 92, diplomatic relations were established between the People's Republic of China and South Korea. 92 as well, Hurricane Andrew hit South Florida, making landfall at Elliott Key and later Homestead. 44 people died and $25 billion in damage was reported. What would that be? And that's in 1992. So, what would that be in today? 25 billion.
25 billion
to 2026.
He's 4 times that, 100 billion. I'm going to say 120 billion.
So 25 5,000 million billion. So 92. So what did you say?
100 billion. 100 billion.
100 billion?
120.
100?
I'll say 100 billion.
100 to 120 billion.
Yeah,
Okay. Is that your final answer?
that's it.
You're at 59 billion 500
Oh,
million
man.
$712,758.37
That
a
we had
day.
more inflation than that.
No, apparently not.
Barely doubled.
NFL Cleveland Browns suffered their worst preseason loss, 56-3, to the Minnesota Vikings. How do you suck that bad? I'd get a better score alone, and I don't even play football. It's terrible. 92. Screw Magazine superimposed a gun sight over a picture of Larry Flint.
I remember.
Why? That
He got
sounds.
shot or something.
Oh. That sounds horrible. 92 as well. The first structural steel beams were erected at Jacobs Field, now Progressive Field, baseball stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm going to image search this really quick. And, let's see, yeah, it's, here they are, they're pretty cool. Steel beams. We all know that jet fuel can't melt steel beams, though. 93, Padres scored 14 in the first inning against Cardinals. Wow. That's ridiculous. 93, Mars Observer came closest to Mars. All right. 94, Israel and the PLO, the People's Liberation Organization, or Palestine Liberation Organization, initial an accord granting autonomy to Palestinians in the West Bank in education, health, taxation, social welfare, and tourism. 95, a fire that wiped out 6,000 acres began in the Hamptons on Long Island. Microsoft released Windows 95 to the public in North America. 97, Gordon Spence discovered 2 to the power of 2976221 to 1 as a 36 known Mersenne prime. Okay. 98, British professor Kevin Warwick was the first human to receive an RFID, a radio frequency identification microchip implant, to interact with electronic systems. That's terrifying. We image search this really quick. Not that. He, right here, it shows you, he has a chip installed there, and it reads his like a muscle electron and everything.
Okay.
So when he moves his hand, it moves the robot hand wirelessly.
Wow.
That's creepy. And it's that little chip right there they implanted into his arm, and this is 98. 98 as well, the Netherlands was selected as the site for the trial of the 2 Libyan suspects of the 98 Pan Am bombing. 2000, we have 11 pages to go. Argon fluoride, the first argon compound ever known, was discovered at the University of Helsinki by Finnish scientists. So, there's the chemical thing right there. 2001, Air Transit Flight 236 ran out of fuel over the Atlantic Ocean due to a fuel leak and made a successful emergency landing in the Azores, saving all 306 people on board.
Hoorah.
Yeah. Now buckle up, Buttercup, because we're gonna hit some turbulence in a little bit here. There's 5-6 airplane crashes today.
Oh no.
It's crazy. I don't know what's going on. And then it tops off with a helicopter. 2001, which is a little weird, actually, now that I think about it. We had the first transcontinental airplane, and then the helicopter. And now we have all these airplanes crashing, and then there's a helicopter crash. So, we're going to get there in a little bit. 2001, Microsoft released a software for Windows XP to manufacturing. 2004, 89 passengers died after 2 airliners explode after flying out of Domodedovo International Airport near Moscow. The explosions were caused by suicide bombers, reportedly female, from the Russian Republic of Chechnya. Future 8-time Olympic gold medalist Usain Bolt of Jamaica finished 5th in his 200-meter heat in 21.05 seconds, failing to qualify for the second round at the Athens Olympics.
Why are they putting down someone that didn't qualify?
Because it's Usain Bolt.
It's what?
It's Usain Bolt.
What?
You don't know who Usain Bolt is?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm going to have to educate you there, son. Usain Bolt. Usain
He's
Bolt.
from Jamaica.
He was like the sprinter, like
Oh, yeah.
Jamaican retired sprinter, widely regarded as the greatest sprinter of all time.
Okay.
He is an 8-time Olympic gold medalist and the world record holder in the 100 meter, 200 meter, and 4x100 meter relay.
I recognize the picture as soon as you brought it
Yeah,
up.
that's why I covered him. 2004 as well, Yelena Isinbayeva of Russia vaulted 4.91 meters to break her own pole vault record, world record, and won the gold medal from teammate Svetlana Feofana at the Athens Olympics. Oh, that almost sounds like rhymes. Svetlana Feofana. 2006, after signing a one-day contract with the San Francisco 49ers, Jerry Rice officially retired from the NFL. So one-day contract. There you go.
Yeah.
We also have International Astronomical Union, the IAU, redefined the term planet, classifying Pluto as a dwarf planet. Here, let me hand this to you so you can go take care of them. 2008, Daniel Varga and Peter Barros scored 3 goals each as Hungary won the men's water polo gold medal at the Beijing Olympics, their 3rd consecutive Olympic gold medal. We also have Samuel Wanjiru became the first Kenyan to win the men's Olympic marathon in Beijing. Kenyans didn't win until 2008. I find that hard to believe.
I know.
Those people are fast as hell.
Yeah, long distance runners like crazy.
Yeah. Winning in an Olympic record time, silver medalist Jawad Garib in Morocco was also faster than the Olympic record, yet finished 44 seconds behind. Well, there you go. Yeah, so that really shows you. We also have Summer Olympics in Beijing became the most watched event on TV ever, with nearly 5 billion viewers, 70% of the world's population. And I want to go back, though, to this 44 seconds behind. How juiced? Like, was everybody juiced up? Because
I have no idea.
Well, no, I mean, how? Because you see, like, the silver medalist was also faster than the Olympic record, but finished 44 seconds after this guy, Samuel.
Okay, first off, there's a difference between an Olympic record and a world record.
Yes.
Olympic record, when you're doing this, is 4 years old.
Yes.
So it's very, not common, but it's not unusual for a couple first, second, or even third place to beat the Olympic record in certain events.
Well, I'm just wondering.
But 44 seconds is what's amazing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if there's such a discrepancy between the old record and the new one that's almost a minute long, like, how in 4 years did you make that gap?
Well, how did he get 44 seconds ahead? That's what's amazing.
Well, he's a Kenyan. That's how.
Yeah, but still.
So anyway, 2008, the star-studded stadium men's basketball team, led by LeBron James, Chris Paul, and Kobe Bryant, won the gold medal at the Beijing Olympics with a relatively narrow 118 to 107 victory over Spain. We also have the 29 Summer Olympic Games closed at the Beijing National Stadium. Now here we go. I'm not going to fully read these, but I'm just going to pop these off here really quick. 2008. 65 passengers were killed when Iran estimated airlines flight, right here, right there. And 2008 as well, a Cessna crashed. 2009, Thailand's GDP grew 2.3% in the second quarter of 2009, technically leaving the recession. 2010 in San Fernando, Tamaulipas, Mexico, 72 illegal immigrants were killed by Los Zetas and eventually found dead by Mexican authorities. Here we go again, 2010, air crash, another air crash. 2011, Steve Jobs resigned as CEO of Apple Inc. and succeeded by Tim Cook due to his illness. 2012, a U.S. jury in California fined Samsung guilty of patent infringement and awarded over $1 billion US in damages to Apple, while in the South Korean court, both are found guilty of patent infringement. 2012, Anders Behring Breivik, perpetrator of the 2011 Norway attacks, was sentenced to 21 years of preventative detention. What? Preventative detention? What is this, grade school? What is preventative detention?
I have no idea.
For non-punitive reasons. Most often to prevent further criminal acts. Okay.
So he's in detention.
So he was a perpetrator of attacks, and then you put him in timeout? What the hell?
Sounds like it.
Preventive detention. Whoops. Ah.
Okay, now you can have this because of timeout.
Yeah, thank you. Now we also have 2013. Here's the helicopter crash. Like that's like 5-6 articles right there.
Lord,
Airplane.
yeah.
What's going on?
Bad day to be in the air.
Don't fly on August 24th. 2013, 30 people were killed in a gang battle involving flamethrowers in Palamosa Prison, Bolivia.
Flamethrowers in prison?
How the frick did you get a flamethrower, plural, in prison? How?
Only in Bolivia.
Oh, man. 2014, nurse William Pooley flew back to the UK for emergency treatment after contracting the Ebola virus while attempting to treat patients in Sierra Leone.
I remember that.
Now, time out.
I think they saved her.
Okay, no. I want to get the logic. If she was over there to treat Ebola, and then she got Ebola, and then she came back to be treated, what the fuck was she doing over there? If she was going there to be treated, and they don't have the ability to treat her there, then how is she treating?
She went over there and volunteered to help wherever way she could because they didn't have ways to stop it, and she caught it. So they airlifted her out back. They can't bring the whole country back, so they brought her back as a nurse and
But she was the only one who was there?
I don't know if she's the only one that got it, I guess.
Well, no, what I'm saying is, if they have the ability to treat the disease there, because they're there to treat the disease with the locals.
She's doing as much as they can. They didn't have all the facilities they need, or she wouldn't have had to gone.
So
But
then,
she volunteered to go over there to help
so
fight it.
then they're not putting their A game.
Well, their best A game they got.
Obviously not well enough. If you can't treat yourself with what you're giving to others, then stop the bullshit. You know, you ain't treating anything. You know, no, it's crap. Like I like the energy behind it, but you know, if you can't be self-sufficient from your own path, you know, am I making any sense? Like
I don't like what you're saying, I guess.
well, I don't like how they went there to treat people, but then somehow that's not good enough for themselves. That's weird.
What do you mean it's not good enough for themselves?
Okay, let's say I go to my neighbors because they have the flu.
Yeah.
Okay, but then suddenly I catch the flu. Whatever I brought with me to treat my neighbors, if it's good enough for my neighbors but not good enough for me, then what am I doing?
Well, she's doing as much as they can, and
I understand that.
okay.
But it's not enough. So if it's not enough for you, then don't even
trying-
bother.
well-
Wait longer, get more stuff, and then go. Is my point. Like, they went too quick. Anyway, 2014, a magnitude 6.0 earthquake struck the San Francisco Bay Area. It is the largest in that area since 1989.
Wow.
So, 2015, China stock market's Black Monday saw the Shanghai Composite lose 8.5%, sending other international markets lower. 2015, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg announced that for the first time 1 billion people logged onto Facebook. Well, you want to bet most of those are bots and everything. Physicist Stephen Hawking presented a new theory on black holes at a lecture at the KTH Royal Institute of Technology, Stockholm. 2016, a 6.2 magnitude earthquake struck central Italy, northeast of Rome, killing 268 and injuring 400. It says here, with a magnitude of 6.1, with aftershocks felt as far as Rome and Florence. So, central Italy, you know, Rome is down there, you know, not in central, but 2016, astronomers announced the discovery of an Earth-like planet named Proxima b orbiting the star Proxima Centauri. It is the closest exoplanet to Earth. So that's what this is.
Okay.
So, exoplanet. So what is an exoplanet, you may ask?
Yes,
it's
I
a
do.
planet outside of the solar system. So it's within our galaxy, but outside of the solar system.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a planet exo, you know. So it's so I believe it has to be in our galaxy. So
Right. But
2017.
they call it Earth-like. That's what surprises me when they call it Earth-like. Does it mean possible life on it?
Maybe, like, hold on a second. Earth-like planet. It might be the size, the component. Habitable, okay, it might be in the Goldilocks zone. I mean, like, Earth-like planet could be either like Earth, you know, in the ability to sustain life, or
It's
like
like
Earth in
It
the...
has the potential.
Okay, I mean, you know, it's either what you're thinking of right there, or it can be like Earth as far as diameter, mass, composition, but not necessarily able to sustain life.
Okay.
Either way, it's Earth-like, but life is a different factor. So, 2017, largest ever lottery jackpot win in the U.S., $758.7 million won by Mavis Wazizik of Massachusetts in the U.S. Powerball jackpot.
Wow.
We've gotten to $1 billion several times. I know that for a fact.
I think we just had $1 billion winner
Yeah.
like a week or two ago.
Ah.
Seems to me I heard that somewhere. I'm not sure.
What I found hilarious.
Maybe a month ago or something.
Yeah. What I find hilarious is like you know in convenience stores and everything they have
Yeah.
the lottery thing,
Yeah.
and then they show you the number. It's currently
Yeah.
at X and X. I remember when we hit $1 billion, it was more digits than they had on the clock. So they actually had to write down on a paper and tape it over the little display because they couldn't put it. It was too long.
Yeah, too many.
That's hilarious. But it's also scary. 2017, the National Space Agency of Taiwan successfully launched the observation satellite Formosat 5 into space. 2018, Aerosmith lead singer Steven Tyler sent a cease and desist letter to U.S. President Trump demanding he stop using the band's songs at rallies. That's hilarious. 2018, this is no longer another source. French Open tennis banned Serena Williams' black Nike catsuit from future tournaments, citing respect for the game and the place. Let's image search this. Okay, yeah, dude, come on. Like, this is professional sports. If you want to be a pole dancer, go somewhere else. 2019, Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro ordered the army to help contain fires in the Amazon after widespread environmental destruction, wildlife loss, and international criticism. Britain's Prince
Now,
Andrew...
hold on. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, going back to the tennis player,
Yeah.
that is the ultimate in aerodynamics. So give her a break. Everything helps.
Okay. You know, you also look like, you know, I don't know, it doesn't seem respect. It looks like she's trying to, you know, show off her figure. You know, it looks very vain. You know,
I don't interpret that way.
I do.
Okay, let's roll
So,
on.
2019, Britain's Prince Andrew denied knowing his friend Jeffrey Epstein was involved in sexual trafficking of underage girls after public accusations made against him. Of course he says that. No, they're all involved. 2019, NASA investigated the first possible crime in space as astronaut Anne McCain allegedly illegally accessed a bank account from space. Huh. U.S. adventurer Victor Vescovo became the first person to visit the deepest point of every ocean when he reached Molly Hole in the Arctic.
Ooh,
That's cool.
in the Arctic.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I wonder if there's a map, you know, of all of his, you know, dives and everything. Do we have
Should
any
be somewhere.
comments? What?
Should be somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, you'd think. So, hold on a second. There you are. Wait, no, there you go. Okay. No comments on YouTube, no comments on Rumble. 2020, we have the first documented case of a person being reinfected with Kung Flu for a second time. A Hong Kong man 4 months after the first infection. All right. 2021, the 16th Paralympic Games opened in Tokyo, Japan. All right. Beyonce became the first black woman and the third person to wear the Tiffany diamond in an advertising campaign for the company along her husband, Jay-Z. Kathy Hochul became the first female governor of New York, replacing Anthony Cuomo after his resignation. Why does that name sound familiar?
Andrew
Hochul.
Cuomo.
Well, I know about Cuomo.
Yeah.
He's a sleazeball. Literally,
Yeah.
looks like the cover of American Psycho right there. Hochul, I've heard that name.
She's the governor of New York.
Oh, okay. So she's
Still is.
Oh, so she's also a piece of shit, I presume? Like a leftist piece of crap?
From New York. What do you think?
Okay. Well, I was giving the benefit of the doubt, but I was presuming as well. So, 2021, the United Nations said Madagascar is on the brink of the world's first climate change famine, with people suffering catastrophic levels of hunger after 4 years without rain. Yikes. Jocelyn Bell Brunel became only the second woman to be awarded the Copley Medal for her work on the discovery of pulsars, 45 years after Dorothy Houtigan became the first female recipient. Oh, okay. Of the award.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Have me screwed up too.
Now, what did Dorothy do though? So, we also have 2022 British-Belgian teen Mac Rutherford at the age of 17 became the youngest person to fly solo around the world, landing in Sofia, Bulgaria after a 5-month journey across 52 countries. At 17.
remember something about
Wow. Yeah, I used to think.
So young.
Yeah, I used to think it wasn't Homeward Bound. But what was that? Hold on a second. Geese airplane movie. Here it is. Whatever movie this
Oh,
was.
yeah.
Yeah, and she was young and everything. I thought that was phenomenal, but this motherfucker is going around the world.
Yeah,
Dude.
17 years old.
Yeah, but she was like 15, 16 or something with this. So, 2022, we have South Korea recorded the world's lowest fertility rate at 0.81. Advanced economies average 1.6. Population replacement needs 2.1. All right. 2022, U.S. President Brandon announced plan to cancel student loan debts by $10,000 for those earning less than $125,000 and $20,000 for those who have received Pell Grants. And surprise, surprise, he didn't do any of that because he can't. No, 2023, BRICS meeting of emerging nations in South Africa agreed to invite 6 new nations to join in an attempt to balance the global power of the U.S. and Europe. That sounds cool. 2023, FIFA opened a disciplinary case against Luis Robles, head of Spanish football, for kissing a player on the lips during celebrations for the Spanish Women's World Cup win. Well, that's disgusting. Don't do that. 23, former U.S. President Donald Trump surrendered at Fulton County Jail. Nobody surrenders better than me. I'm the best surrenderer ever, I guarantee you that. On charges stemming from his attempts to alter the 2020 Georgia election and got a mugshot. I'm going to give them my mean mug. No. And actually, what's really funny is...
I think that's an awesome mugshot.
Oh, doesn't he have this framed up in the Oval Office?
He might.
I think so. Like, hold on a second.
Very well could.
Trump mugshot Oval Office. I swear he does. Yeah, he does. He does. The newspaper there in the Oval Office.
Oh man, that's great.
Yeah, I knew he did. He also has the Declaration of Independence up there too, right? Yeah.
I think so.
Behind the curtain, so that way the sun doesn't damage it and all that jazz.
Well, I don't know. I doubt it's the original one.
No, it is. Or it's something. It's one of them.
Wow.
I mean, he has it like. Hold on a second. Declaration of Independence, White House. Oval
Because that's it.
Office.
We went and saw the Declaration of Independence under glass and everything. Remember we walked through? You walked by it?
Yeah, right here.
So this is the Declaration of Independence.
He has it
And
behind
they ask that this be done. It's never been up. It's been in the vaults for many, many decades. And they said, we have to do something that breaks this up because the light eventually affects it. And it's very cool.
So he does have it in the Oval
Yeah.
Office.
So what I'm thinking of then.
Well,
Maybe I'm thinking of the Constitution.
no, we saw it in the thing, and then he took it out of the thing and
okay.
put it in the Oval Office.
Okay. So the people don't get to see it
Like-
anymore.
Oh, that is unfortunate. But yeah, if you listen to the very beginning, he even says that.
Oh, okay.
So this is the Declaration of Independence. Wow. And they ask that this be done. It's never been up. It's been in the vaults for many, many
Yeah,
decades.
that's right. So isn't that what we saw? We must have saw We the People, the Constitution.
Ah, okay. What else do we got here? 2023, Norwegian Magnus Carlsen defeated Indian teenager Rameshababu Pragladagadaha in a tiebreak to win his first chess World Cup championship. And I'm sorry of absolutely obliterating your name, but when I see this and the first thing that comes to my mind is the sound a plunger makes, then maybe it's time for a name change. We also have 2023, Japan officially began discharging treated radioactive water from the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant into the Pacific Ocean, sparking international concerns and condemnation.
No kidding.
Yeah, so that's why I said, to this day it's still leaking and everything. Russian-French Telegram, the app Telegram.
Okay.
So the boss, so the Russian-French Telegram boss and founder, Pavel Durov, was arrested in France and later charged with failing to prevent illicit activity on the app. I've heard of Telegram.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah. 2025, just this time last year, the Seattle Mariners slugger Carl Relay hit 2 home runs, including his 49th, breaking an MLB season record for a catcher in an 11-4 win over visiting
catcher,
Oakland A's. Yeah. And that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. These links we've gathered throughout the show will appear in the underbar description below 5-10 minutes or so after the end of the live stream, so hang tight. What's the code word? Let us know that they're still watching until this point.
Pluto!
Pluto! But Pluto is a planet, damn it! In the comments section. Anyway, a lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis, and we can only bring you a portion between two sources. In this past hour and 28 minutes, we have gone through all 41 pages of our documents, and all this happened on August 28th or 24th throughout all of these years, believe it or not. Like, all on the same calendar date.
Yeah.
It is mind-blowing. Boggling.
Yeah.
How Tyler Zed from Zeducation likes to call it mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. But yeah, anyway, we do have other shows. We have a new show every Saturday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. The first Sunday of every month, we have IOYO, which is I'm okay, you're okay, 3 p.m. Pacific time. And for this show, we stream this show, your history, every day at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I'm Xander.
Golden Loon.
And you, and until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!